let's just do this. I feel like I'm missing something. I forgot to set up something, but we will figure out what that was soon enough. Hello and welcome to another Solana tutorial. Today we are gonna look at Solana Pay. I found quite an interesting tutorial. I looked through it already, but I didn't do it. I was just like, oh yeah, it looks interesting. I could do that, but I know most of that anyway. There's no point in trying that. So one reason why I do this stream now is to force myself to actually do the tutorial properly. And the other reason is, I want to share it with you. Hello, people joining in the chat. Glad to have you here with me. If you are just going through the tutorial, I mean, the tutorial is really well written and you can just go through that by yourself. Like, there's not much that I will add to that tutorial. I think, like, if you just want to do that, you can go through it. You're probably way faster if you go through it by yourself. What I'm gonna do here is just comment on whatever comes to my mind while doing all of those things. And yeah, maybe just have a conversation with you, how you guys are doing as well. So yeah, if you watch this like sometime in the future, I do recommend just go through the tutorial by yourself, and then, I don't know, check back here with the video if you're stuck or something, or join the Discord. That's also always a good option. Yeah, so I would say let's go ahead and jump in. I hope that audio and video quality is good. Thank you for doing this and for everything you have done. Helped me a lot. Good to hear that I could help you a lot. Nice. Okay, so let's actually come here. Look, we have 2K subscribers. Nice. Getting somewhere with this channel. That's the tutorial I was talking about. It's about taking payments with Solana Pay. So Solana Pay, I've heard a lot about that. I never worked with it. Essentially, it's, I don't know, a framework or whatever that allows you to create transactions to, be the seller of something, and you don't care where you get it from. You just say, I want this much money, and that's what it was for, and then you provide a QR code, and then the payer can just pay with whatever wallet that they want to pay with. So the seller doesn't need to know the payer. The seller doesn't need to know where the money comes from. From what I imagine, that's the main use case of that. And I also read or heard that they're opening up to support any kind of transaction, that you can also, send tokens, send NFTs, whatever you want, really. And this tutorial is on Pointer.gg, a site that I haven't seen before today, but I just registered with my GitHub account, and that's all I had to do here. Yeah, and going through that example now, I guess. So yeah, there was like a that's just the introduction side. You get an NFT if you finish that tutorial, which, I like NFTs, and especially like good looking ones, and especially ones that demonstrate that I've been doing some learning on Solana. I like that. So for the NFT alone, I would totally do that tutorial. And also you potentially get some Sol, but that not sure if there's any supply left. Not sure how old this tutorial is. No idea. So I'm not expecting that. Would be nice, but that's not what I'm here for. If I was here for that, I would quickly do the tutorial by myself and not, make a video on YouTube first. Yeah, okay, so that's where we are. let's start with the setup. Unless anybody has any questions, then just put them in a chat. I'm home again, so I have 2 monitors, so I can monitor the chat here and work on this monitor. That's cool. Yeah. So it starts like with the very, very basics, like what is a browser wallet? You know, I think we know this by now. I'm assuming that everybody can set up their Phantom wallet. I created a new address for this thing here today and already got myself 1 sol on devnet. We are on devnet here, and apparently Phantom changed it that it doesn't show the dollar signs and the dollar value anymore on devnet, which, you know, kind of makes sense because it's all not worth anything on devnet. Yeah, so that's just a wallet setup. Then we got some sol. This is just an airdrop site, which is literally just creating a transaction for an airdrop. I mean, it's so self-explanatory that I don't even want to do that, but I mean, I can. Let's get ourselves another sol. We copy connection cluster. Yeah, Phantom being too slow to display the right language. You just put in your address here, and then you say how much you want to get airdropped, and then you click it, and boom, we got another sol. If only it was that easy on mainnet, right? Yes. So that's that. We've set that up. And then they also want to add a second wallet. We will do that when we need it, I think. So grab the starter code. That's a GitHub repository. I have already cloned this. That's how far I got. And then I decided, well, let's stream this entire process. So in my Git folder, so Solana Pay tutorial, that was it, right? And I already did npm install. So this should all be done already. We can take a look at this code that we just cloned here. Hello. In the package JSON, we see which dependencies we have and what is downloaded if we do npm install. And then we can do npm dev to start the dev server. Run dev, okay. If we do that, then it starts a local server, which basically just hosts this project, which I'm assuming is a React project. Looks a bit like it. I mean, yes, it has React dependencies. Yeah, and it has components. That looks a lot like React. So let's have a look what that looks like if we go on the localhost. There we have it. Okay, so we have a cookies Inc. And we can order cookies and a cookie basket. Yes. Okay. Learn Web3 Dev. That's what we're doing. Okay. Well, then let's continue with the tutorial. So many people told me it's possible. That's why I'm asking. What? What are you asking? I only got a hello. And then your second message. Should... Haha lol. I feel like I'm missing something. Anyway, do you want to see the chat? Hold on. I can put the chat in here as well. I ask you, oh, here it is. I ask you to withdraw sol balance from an NFT, but you told me if you can withdraw, you can take 50% of that. No, okay, side note. No, you can't do that because, see, those tokens are, the token mint accounts are owned by the token program, and there is no way for you to close them. If it was on a token account, then yes, but on the token mint, you can't really get that out. So yeah, I stick with my, you have no way of getting that out, because it's owned by the token program, and the token program will never destroy tokens. As far as I know, in Solana, there's no way of deleting a token again. Once it's created, it will always be there. So yeah, if you send sol to that token, like the token mint, to the address of the token, essentially, then that sol is essentially lost, because only the token program could drain it. And the reason I think why they do it like that, wait, let's just chat. The reason why I think they do it like that is because they have no way of telling who the owner of the token is, right? I mean, is it the one who created the token? But then you can transfer the authority. You can transfer the mint authority, and you can transfer the freeze authority. There is no token authority that manages, I mean, there is nothing to manage, really. You can manage the minting and you can manage the freezing. That's what you manage on the token side. And for that, there are two authorities. And if you want to have a fixed supply, you disable minting, and then there is no mint authority anymore. Yeah, and then the token doesn't have an authority, doesn't have an owner, so it will just always stay there. What token are getting sent to this address? The fees? Not sure I understand your question. Nothing gets sent to this address. The token mint address just represents the token. Nothing gets sent there. It's just initially from the token program, it sends the initial sol there to keep the rent of this token account. So to make it rent exempt. So that's like 0.02 or 0.002 or something, or even a bit less. I'm not sure. We could take a look at that, but yeah, send me the token account again, like the token that you sent sol to. Then I show everybody that the money is lost. Yeah. So sorry about that. That's just another reason to be careful where you send your sol. The wallets don't check where you send it to. And yes, this could be one thing that the wallets should check. Is the address a token account? But then again, they would need to check for so many things. Is this a program account? Is this, so wallets just let you send wherever, and it's your responsibility to send it to where you actually want to send it. Just joining in. Hello, Cloudberry. Good to see you. I didn't send sol. What did you send then? You can only send sol to that token account. Just hopped in the stream. When you create a token, is it an irreversible thing, right? Yeah, that's what I just said. So whenever you send to that token, it's lost, if I'm not mistaken. Exactly. That literally, if you would have joined 5 minutes earlier, that's exactly what I just. That's exactly what I said. Early, ain't it? Yeah, I mean, yeah. You can argue that we're early because those checks are not in place yet. I don't think that those checks will well, maybe they will come and Yeah, I mean, the CLI, I mean, the CLI also has this allow unfunded recipient, which is another check that says you're attempting to send Sol somewhere where there has not been Sol received. So that's a check for, are you sure that's the right address? Because you might have just gotten something wrong. And it doesn't check which account it is though. Because in some cases it makes sense to send money there. Like if you accidentally send too little rent to that account and then it's not rent exempt, then you want to top it up, so you send money there. That's literally what I did with the .sol domains. Like the account of my .sol domains, I realized that the amount of sol on there was decreasing because they had a mistake. So Bonfide had a bug where they didn't top up enough sol. They forgot to add the header, and then I personally topped up my domains and I wrote them, hey, you know that they're not rent exempt, and then they were like, yeah, you're right, thanks, and they fixed that and topped up all of their accounts. Yeah, so there are use cases where you want to do that. Maybe a user wallet should check for that, but then again, it would need to check for a lot of things. You know, maybe it should just check that that account is owned by the system program. That would be the easiest check that it could make. Oh, okay. You know what? I think we're gonna take a very long time to get through this tutorial if I keep talking about other stuff that much. And I'm okay with that. I don't even need to get through this tutorial, but I kind of want to. It's if there's nothing else that I am talking about, I will continue with that tutorial. So just another reason why you're much faster if you just go through it yourself. Yeah, thank you for the question. Today we're going through this tutorial by Pointer.gg. It's about Solana Pay. Yeah, and we're basically done with the setup. We can now customize it. Products are displayed in lib products. Let's have a look. Lib products. So that's just a product array. Let's just for fun sell something else. Let's sell some, I don't know, shit. A delicious box of self-made dump. I'm not very creative. Or do you have a better idea of what we can sell? ID EU. Can you have a tutorial on how to implement taxing? The 33% thing. Would need to look into how dgods do that. And not now. Box of stuff. Yeah, we keep that. Basket of stuff. Nah. Let's sell some knowledge. Maybe that's better. Name. Let's sell an idea and know-how to make it a delicious box of I don't know. It's really not important. A large basket of ideas. Whatever. It doesn't matter. And we can change the price here. Let's not have it to be too expensive. Yeah. point is just if we change this, then it will change here as well, because our dev server is compiling every time we make a change. Okay, we got away from the shit and we now sell ideas and know-how. Okay, cool. Moving on. This is just an empty React app. Like, that's something that you would create that, you know, doesn't do anything yet. Literally doesn't do anything. So we need to make it do some stuff. And that's what this tutorial is for. So let's start with our first sale. Okay. There's a lot of... I'm not sure if I should read this out to you. Or if I should even read this myself. If I just read it myself, I'm gonna be sitting here like... yeah, I don't like selling cookies. Cookies just track me. Yeah, essentially what we want to do now is add a Solana wallet, because in our app there is nothing that interacts with the blockchain yet. So what we need to do is integrate Solana stuff into our app. Lol, I was just going to ask if we could do this with wallet adapters. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, that's what we're gonna do. And that's one reason why I want to go through this slowly, because I've been using that like a lot, but I always just copy the Candy Machine UI because that's where I saw that being done. And I've never actually, you know, implemented it slowly myself. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some packages, Solana Web 3, the wallet adapter for React, and the UI WoW for it, and then the wallet adapter and adapter wallets. I think that's what supports Phantom and whatever. So all of those things we need to install. So let's do that. We copy that and we paste it here. What's gonna happen then is that npm is gonna write all of those things into the package JSON. Or not. Wallet adapters is kind of the de facto standard. Yep. Apparently it is. What is de facto standard? Well, it's more or less the standard. It's not the standard. It's not like an established standard, but it's de facto. Like, nobody really uses anything else. So de facto, it's a standard. It's not really the standard, but most people use it, so we say it's the de facto standard. That's something that's unofficial, the way things go. Yep. Okay. There, now it added it to our dependencies. Cool. And we've got those packages installed in the node modules with a lot of other stuff that was installed. Okay. Good. Now that we did that, moving on. Thank you guys so much. You are welcome, Roguz. Maybe let's talk about Solana staking. Get out. Get the f out. Don't want to talk about staking. Okay. Next we need to add the code, which means in the app, pages app. We're going to use Solana connection to make requests to the blockchain. Yeah, nothing new here. And connect the connected wallet to request a user to make a payment. Yeah, so when we create a front-end app, Essentially, we want to directly talk to Solana as our backend, or we just have the front end stuff that is running on the browser, in the browser, and we connect directly to the Solana blockchain. We don't have any other service in between there. We just go directly to the RPC service, and that interacts with the blockchain. That's the idea of Web3 apps. That we don't need like a server behind that, like in Web 2. So that's what we do. We update pages app. Pages app. So in here, this is a simple React app. We can see that it's just a layout ahead, and then we have the title here. And this component comes somewhere from here, I guess. Yep. So there's nothing with Web3 yet. There is no Web3 stuff here yet. Let's add some Web3 stuff. And yeah, we're gonna include a lot of stuff. That's where we are. And that's essentially what we're gonna add. We're gonna add a connection provider, a wallet provider. I haven't seen that, a wallet model provider. I'm not sure what that is. I guess we're gonna find out. And then that was the same thing that we had before. So essentially on top of our previous app, we're gonna lay those three things. And to get those three things, we need to include that somehow. This is how we get our RPC. We can also just specify a custom RPC here as this endpoint. And the wallets we create with, and we can create as many as we like here from the Solana wallet, from the adapter wallets. It supports more wallets, but in this example, we will just use those two. Yeah. Is there anything else really interesting here? Not really. That's a lot here, right? Oh, and then it goes, does it go through in no, it doesn't go into detail. We're defining wallets. Yep. Once we've defined the endpoint, we wrap our app inside the, so that was our app, and we wrap that inside the providers such that we can then access those functions of those wallets. Yep. Okay, so let's just take this entire thing and replace our app with it. So still have this thing. Gonna name it differently. And it's Teaching Inc. And it's a bit red here. Let's see if that still compiles. Wallet model. Isn't that the pop-up that lets you select the type of wallet you have? Ah, that could be. That could be, because that's relatively new in the Candy Machine as well. So when I was working with it, they didn't have that yet. Is it that detects the wallet? Because I always had the chance to select either Phantom or that. But maybe the model is the one that tries to detect which wallet I have installed or something. We will see. It compiled, so that's good. Let's see. Andy's Teaching Inc. Oh, and it already tries to connect to my wallet. Let's allow that. And then nothing happens. Great, but we see that it already does something. We don't use it yet, but it does something. Obviously, we also need to, you know, change the actual page here to, I don't know, do something with the wallets that it now has available. Damn it, I knew what I forgot earlier. Go to P. I need to pee. I wonder what these automatic detectors do if you have more than one Solana wallet installed on your browser. Well, then they show both of them as detected. I know because I have more wallets installed on my browser. And you can also just click more and then you get all of them. So where were we? In the tutorial. We want to then adapt the index. Let's add the ability to connect a wallet in our homepage. Update the index to the following. Let's see what is in the index so far. It's just the homepage, which says, where's the site? That's the site heading. So we also can say Andy's Teaching Inc. And yeah, that's the button, I guess. No, that's a products component, which gets all the products from our lib products that we defined there. So for each of them, it maps it to this thing. Yeah, okay, and then there's a checkout button. There is the button, okay. But in any case, back to our index. We now changed it to Andy's Teach. It's a bit big, but whatever. We want to change it in a way to get the public key from use wallet. Okay. And the rest looks similar. So we first, I want to do this step by step. Hold on. I wonder what these automatic, that I read that. Get the programmer's ergonomic catheter. What? Ew, again. Okay, I want to do this step by step to kind of get a feeling what we're actually doing here. So use wallet, we can get that from the wallet adapter. Okay. And then that stays the same. We add a Solana wallet connect button. Okay, so that's just a wallet multi button that it probably also just gets from some library. Oh, come on. Wallet, yeah, from the UI, I thought so. Then what else do we need? We disable checking out without a connected wallet. Okay, we say enabled if there is no public key. Okay. So only if the public key is not null, then it should be enabled. I mean, so far so good. Let's check that here. And maybe refresh. Am I connected? Oh, Phantom, you being so fast. Yes, I am connected. Can I disconnect? Now it's not enabled. There we go. And then we connect, and then it is enabled. Great, but we still don't have the button. Did I forget that? It said something about a connect button. This button comes from where? The div should go inside the return block. You are absolutely right. The div, of course, should go inside the... Yeah. You're right. And after the... I mean, this is too big. Let's just call it teaching ink. Let's include some code. Oh, it's a comment. Great. There we go. That's why the indentation in the white spaces were too many. Okay, so with that button, there we go. There we have a button now. Copy address. Oh, interesting. That allows us to do some stuff. Oh, and we can do disconnect here. See, that also works. See, and that's probably then the model thing, although I'm not sure, but possibly. And then we have more options. Oh, great. Okay, cool. And then we connect. And since we already allowed it to get access, we don't need to approve that once more. Okay, I mean, that is the most basic stuff of how we can get a Web3 wallet, so a Solana wallet, into our website. Into our React app. We now have access to a wallet. And with that wallet comes a connection as well. And with that connection, we can set actual or send actual what are they called? Transactions? Instruction? Transactions. Yeah, I think so. We can send actual transactions to the blockchain. Thank you for your help. You are very helpful. Hey. What would I do without you? Read the code? Ugh. Okay. Good. Now the page should look like this. It does. Amazing. And we can connect. Yes. In reality, we'd need to collect more information for e-commerce purchase, like the buyer's name. Yeah. The whole know your customer thing. And where they want their cookies delivered. Yeah, where do you want your knowledge delivered? Right into your brain. Since we're just using to understand, we're going to skip that. Yes, I love skipping stuff that is not so relevant. Okay, now to actually generate transactions. I feel like I really don't want to go to the toilet because I have 8 people watching me and I don't want to waste your time. But I'm afraid that I also don't want to pee myself. So we're going to take a quick little toilet break here. Let me see. Can I entertain you in any way while I am gone? Go pee. Should I check if I have some songs on my loop station for break music? I'm not even, I don't even have my headphones with me. I don't even know what you would hear. Where are my headphones? Here they are. I could create a quick little loop. Leave some music. We can watch how Solana TPS moves. Yeah, just go watch the Solana TPS. Just get over it. Let's see. Okay. I wanna hear what you hear. Oh, you hear my voice. Ain't I a good. Oh, this is very noisy though. because I have to turn the mic all the way up. and it's echoey as well. Crazy. Let's see, what do we have here? Yeah, that's all I think about today. Every day.
Fucking sucks if you don't love that. Fucking sucks if you don't love that. Fucking sucks.
I don't know what that song is. If you don't fucking love that.
Fucking sucks if you don't love that. Fucking sucks if you don't.
I'm just gonna leave you with this and go to pee. I'll be right back.
If you don't love that, fucking sucks. If you don't love that, you don't fucking love that. Fucking sucks. If you don't love that, fucking sucks. If you don't love that, fucking sucks. If you don't love that, you don't fucking love that. Fucking sucks. If you don't love that, fucking sucks. If you don't love that, fucking sucks. If you don't love that, you don't fucking love that. Fucking sucks. If you don't love that, fucking sucks. If you don't love that, fucking sucks. If you don't love that, you don't fucking love that. Fucking sucks. If you don't love that, fucking sucks. If you don't love that, fucking sucks. If you don't love that, you don't fucking love that. Fucking sucks. If you don't love that, fucking sucks. If you don't love that, fucking sucks. If you don't love that, you don't fucking fucking sucks. If you don't love that, fucking sucks. If you don't love that, you don't fucking love that. Fucking sucks. If you don't love that, fucking sucks. If you don't love that, fucking sucks. If you don't love that, you don't fucking love that.
Okay. No, stop it, Andy. Okay. Back to normal settings. Ooh, this is loud. I don't really need my headphones, do I? He's not monetizing. Hey yo. Cook up a beat. Yeah, I mean, I can do music as well. I mean, that's what I mainly do on YouTube, or that's what I used to mainly do. And then I started Solana stuff. And yeah, you're from Germany. No, but almost. I have a German accent, if that's what you mean. Yes, my mother tongue is German. And since such booze, I'll go get myself a cognac. Ableton, I use Ableton mainly to just create sounds. Anyhow, what was the thing with monetization? Copyright? He mutes it before he leaves? What? No, I just muted the mic before I left. Did I mute the song before I left? I muted the mic because I didn't want you to hear me pee. Anyhow. What? For a minute? It was muted? What? No, I don't. I also, it doesn't matter. Maybe I'm gonna listen to that later. But you did not hear the music while I was gone? Anyhow, not like that's so important. Back to that that thing. Generating a transaction, right? That's where we were. Let's drink some more, so I need to pee again. I know my loop station, it wasn't muted. My mic was muted. We generated a transaction in frontend. I mean, that's also nothing that I haven't done before, so this should be fairly straightforward. First thing we need is the shop address. We'll use this in a few different places through the tutorial. So let's create a new file. What? A new file? Well, that's gonna be complicated. In lib, oh wow, that is gonna be complicated because what did you call it? Addresses? Yep. And maybe also call it with a proper ending. TypeScript. TS for TypeScript. Okay, so we use public keys, okay, and we get the shop address from nowhere. To make sure, put a shop address where we have the, okay. We're just gonna use our wallet as the shop, I guess. This is the one that's gonna be selling. So this is the one that we're gonna put here. Okay. Okay, so far so good. So far away from, oh wait, we're in TypeScript. We do want those, I guess. And then let's create our API route. Add another new file, API make transaction. Okay, add another, I don't want this. API, wait, oh, pages API. Pages API, new file, make transaction TS. And in this file, we do the following thing. Okay, slowly again. Now we just copy all and then we look at it here. So what's happening? We make transaction input data and output data. So this is for, okay, because we're building an API here apparently. So we somehow get a request on this API and then we send something back. So the request contains just the account as a string, and what we send back is going to be the transaction as a string and a message as a string. Okay, so far so good. We're just defining types. We also define an error type. So if there's an error, we will send that as a string. How can you create something like Bonfide on another blockchain? Well, easy. How do you create another... What? How can I acquire the .ecosystem permission for domains? You are asking interesting questions. I mean, Bonfide just built it and then they said, hey, look at that, what we built, that's the standard now. And although it's not like I assume they didn't really have the permission to do that, but nobody else did it. So essentially it became the de facto standard. And .sol domains are de facto owned by Bonfide now because they are the ones maintaining and pushing that. So don't think they had really like they ask for permission to build that. Yeah, ETH has ENS. Others have other, like on every blockchain that's different. Somebody once built something and then it became standard. That's how I assume these things work. Anyhow, back to this. We have a handler that gets a request and produces a result with either that output or the error. So either we send that back or that. And yep, so that's our function. That's handling the request. Cool. And from the request, API request, that's from next, we can do calculate price. Where does that come from? That is, okay, that's also just one of our functions, I guess. Calculate price from the products. Okay, there we go through our products again, where the ID matches, and then we calculate the price with the price in sol as we defined it here. Those and product quantity multiplied by price for each of them, and then we return the amount. Also looks very straightforward. The parsed URL query comes in here. Do you have an idea on how to get, for example, FTM or dot whatever? They're not actually top level domains. That's true. It's just an NFT. Well, .sol domains aren't even NFTs. They're just accounts. But you can wrap them in NFTs. I think that's also a new thing that Bonfida developed. I read about it and I didn't have a look at that yet. That's also on my list of things that I want to try out. Wrapping my .sol domains in an NFT that you can actually send the NFT around, which is cool. Yeah, and then it gets adopted and integrated. Then you win. Yeah, that's exactly the process, right? You develop something and then it gets integrated by the wallets and then it's the de facto standard. Boom. Easy. So you can just develop it. Easy, right? How do you do that? Let's make Andy, please make a video how you do that. Shut up. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Am I distracting myself with too many things? Anyway, we create the price for. What's the structure of the query? That's a good question. I have not yet figured that out, where that really comes from. I mean, we can look at the next API request, which is part of the next library. So that's nothing that we have in the in our so what are we looking for exactly? .body.query. So the query is apparently just a key string list. Yeah, so it's either a string or string array. It's a mapping of a key to a string. So whatever we put in there, where do we create that query? We'll probably find that out. It's a map. Yeah, it looks like a map. Doesn't matter. That's right. So calculate price. The reference in the query. Wait, where? How did we do that? In the calc price. Oh man, there are too many things here. Go away again. I don't want you. So calc price from the query object ID quantity. Object entries. Returns an array of key value of the enumerable properties of this entry. Okay. And then maps it to ID and quantity. Yeah, we'll see where we create the query. You need higher resolution screen? Yeah, I mean, the resolution is not the problem. It's my setup here. I could do this and go to 100%. But the problem with that is that it's getting so small that, I mean, I'm having a hard time reading this. And also, I like to have it like very big for my YouTube videos, right? So that you can properly read it. So we're gonna change that back to the way I can read it. Also, it's recommended for whatever reason. Don't ask me. Okay. Anyway, so it's not the resolution that is my problem, Lord. Yeah, it maps ID on quantity. Okay, but those are all like that's specific to this particular example, and it's not really a Web3 thing. So let's not spend too much time on that. And the body from the request, the body is then built like this. So that's an account. Fuck, where was I? And there we go. So we just get that account, and that account, we create a public key from that. Okay. So essentially in the body, we just put our public key, and the shop public key we get from here. Okay. That's just what we defined here. Nice. There's a shortcut to going back to the previous file where I just was. I don't know what it is though. Yeah, and then we get to the interesting stuff, like from our wallet adapters that we defined here, we can now get the network and the endpoint out again and create a connection with that endpoint. Again, we can also just provide our custom RPC here. If you have a back button on your mouse, haha, I do. Fun fact. Thank you. I would have not why? I mean, there are two buttons here, right? I never use them. Thank you for reminding me that I can just use buttons on my mouse. Genius. See, that's why I'm doing live coding, such that I learn something. Not that you learn something. I'm doing this for me. Oh man, this is good. I'm learning stuff. Great. Utilize the buttons on my mouse. Anyway, we have a connection then, and then, okay, he does it that way. He first gets the latest block hash from the latest finalized block, because you can already get the block hash from a confirmed block, but the confirmed block then needs the 30 whatever blocks on top until it's finalized. So we get the last one that was finalized. And then we create a new transaction with that block hash, and we already set the fee payer, which is the account. Cool. So far so good. Then we create an instruction, which is just a sol transfer. So with the system program, we transfer. And again, the system program, we included that from here. That's a Solana Web3 thing. The system program transfer from how many to, pretty simple, from the buyer to the shop. And we multiply it with the lamperts per sol, because this amount is apparently just in sol. Yup, because that's how we define it in here. And then from the instruction, wait, first we do something. Let's see, what does that do? Add the reference to the instruction as a key. This will mean this transaction is returned when we query for this reference. Aha. So we can set a key for an instruction. I'm not sure what that is. Where do we get the reference from? Okay, the reference is the entire query. So the entire query, but the query was just the IDs. That was just the mapping of the things to, well, yeah, that's fine. You don't need to map that. Although I would like to have the payer in there as well somehow, because if two people make the same query, so pay the same things. Anyway, yeah, so new pub key from reference. I don't get this though. It creates a public key from that. How does that make any sense? Well, is signed as false, is writable as false. So it just adds a key so that we can later search for that. We will figure that out probably in a second. Add the instruction to the transaction. Okay, that's straightforward again. A transaction consists of instructions, and the instruction, we just have one instruction, that is the system program transfer, and that we put into the transaction. What do the smart people say? That should be a PDA. No, there is no program, so it can't be a PDA. Like we don't use a program, we just have the system program that does the transfer. That's the only instruction, and that is just on that instruction we push some reference. We'll read about it in a second, I assume. I think we haven't seen what reference in the query is exactly yet. We'll see when we get to the usage in the API. Okay, yeah, possibly that query is something more. We'll have a look at that. Actually, we can print that stuff. Yeah, why not? Query is this thing. We'll see. So that's just a mental note for myself to check that out. Okay, so we added the transaction. And then it gets interesting, because we don't want to send the transaction onto the blockchain yet. So we don't directly just call the RPC to do that, but we serialize that. So we take the transaction that we just created and we serialize it, saying require all signers is false. We'll need the buyer to sign this. Right, okay, so apparently in here we do not have, because we're just in one function of some async handler that handles that request. We don't have access to the wallet adapter in here. So we just create the transaction and send it back to where we have access to the wallet adapter. We serialize it with base 64. Okay. So then we build ourselves that struct. So this thing, what we create here, is a make transaction input data. No, push it. Make transaction output data with the transaction and the message, because that is one of the two possible outputs that this handler can have. One of the possible Nope, that's not even an output. That's an input that we override. Okay. But yeah, that's just how the handler works apparently. So the result, we set the JSON to this base64 string, and thank you for your order, cookies. You are now smarter. No cookies. Returning serialized. Yeah, it's bizarre. It is a bit bizarre. Especially because like there's not much time for that transaction to then actually hit the chain. Well, we'll see how this all turns out. And if we get an error, then we just create an error object, which is then of this type, which is also a valid output for result. So actually a response with that. How do you call that in TypeScript? Is that also a template? In C++, that's called a template. In Java, that's generics. Is that like a... Do we know the name for that? I don't. I'm not a TypeScript guy. Anyway, so we have the serialized transaction in our result now, and we can say, yo, we're happy. Okay, that's the make transaction. Where do we actually use that? Or first, let's have a look here. The API takes an input object. Yes, we found that out, that account and the public key. We found that, yes. And it then returns the transaction with the base64 encoded transaction. It also takes input in the request query. Okay, there's more information on the query. Let's look at that. The items selected in the form of the homepage, for example, box of cookies. So yeah, it's again the ID and the amount. Yeah, so that's what that would look like. Okay. Currently we're using those to display the price, but we also pass them in the API, so we calculate the price to charge. A reference. This is a new Solana public key. See, that's what I was type definition, interface or type definition. Okay, thank you. Cool. That's what I was confusing myself with. A reference, the Solana public key that will generate on the checkout page. I'll explain that okay. That's what I said. I'll explain that later. I don't know what it is. I'll explain later. Let's take a look in detail how the API works. We went through this, I guess. We looked through it and we understood most of it, so that's fine. The only thing that I didn't understand was the... Wait, is there more on the... I don't want to skip the part with the reference. Was there more on the reference? Not really, right? No. Okay. There. Each instruction has a set of keys associated with it. The transaction can be looked up by any of the keys. Each key can be a signer or not, and writable or not. In case of our transfer, it's creating an instruction with some default keys. The buyer public key, a signer because they're transferring the sol. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Is that just the accounts that we're adding here? Is the keys just the accounts for the instruction? Because each transaction needs to specify the accounts, and I know that each instruction also needs to have the list of accounts that it uses. Is that what's called keys? Not sure. Trying to learn. The shop public key is writable because Sol balance will change. It's not a signer. They don't need to give authority to receive Sol. Yeah, so far so good. Okay, I mean, that's two things. But what is the reference? I still don't get the thing with the reference. In the code above, we're adding an additional key to reference. Ah, there we go. Remember that this is a public key passed as input to our API, unique to the specific checkout session. Is that really unique to the checkout session, or wasn't that just the amount of, maybe it's something different. Okay, let's keep on reading. It doesn't need to be a signer or writable because it's not involved in the actual transfer of Sol. But by adding it to our instruction, we're able to look up that transaction using that reference. That will allow our checkout page to detect the payment has been made. Okay, so yeah, so we're just using that key to look up that transaction then. Once we've added the extra key, we add the transfer instruction. Yeah, that's pretty obvious again. Still don't 100% get it why we... I mean, I get it why, but I don't get it what that reference really is. Maybe let's make another mental note. Where was it? Oh, I just literally wanted to to make another... whoa, what did I just do? To make another something like... Come on. Something like this and say the reference. Which is absolutely stupid because obviously that's the same as the query. But that's how long my memory works. I forgot that was the same thing. Anyhow. Yeah, let's not do that. Okay. So far so good. One last thing before we move on. In reality, you don't want to record this you do want to record this transaction as in a database as part of your API call. This would allow us to later validate the paid transaction is correct. Pff, that sounds like Web 2. Again, because we're focused on the Solana structures, we skipped that. Okay. That was a lot of theory. Let's update our app so that we can call this API and see the transaction in practice. Okay. So requesting that transaction can deserialize the return transaction. So in our checkout, we want to now do the following. Yes, that's just a little bit of code. Easy, easy. In our checkout, which currently doesn't do much. Have we already been here? No, I don't think so. Should we just copy everything again and then look at it slowly? Do we just overwrite everything here? That's overwriting a lot. And the only thing that stayed the same is this part. No, not even. This part is edited. Anyway. Good. What do we do here? If we call checkout. Oh, that's a lot of use state stuff. So with a transaction and message, we just store some stuff and we use a setter for that. And we say this must be a transaction, this must be a string. Okay, so far so good. URL search parameters. Is that the same thing again? Aha. This gets our search parameters. I think that was the thing that we like this. Or we go through it like they do. So use wallet. This reads the connected wallet from the home page. It will be null if there is no connected wallet. Okay. Just some React state. Yep. So we need to set those from the response when we get it. Yeah. So when we get the response, we use the set, and then we update the state to have it in this transaction. Okay. The search parameters, just converting the query parameters. This is easier to work with than the type next gives us for query parameters. Remember that the selected products are in the query parameter. Yeah, that's what I said. And we need to pass them into our API. Okay. So essentially this just takes that string or where are they? Wherever. You know, takes those things and makes a proper mapping with ID and value, key and value. And then this is the reference. Oh, now it's getting interesting. Now we finally get to the thing that I don't understand yet. So that's the reference. Add it to the parameters as we pass it to the API. Generating the unique reference which will be used for this transaction. And we do that by literally just generating a new key pair. We generate a new key pair and we get the public key from it. That's all we do. Sorcery, right? Yeah, this. Yeah. Okay, so literally this is just the key pair that we have here. We literally just create a new key pair as the reference. Hold on. I'm starting to understand this. And then we append it as reference. And what we do here in the make transaction, we get only the reference part of the query. Could that be? So we split that into the individual parts. That's what this thing does. And then we only get the reference part. Could that be? I think that would make sense. Or no? And it works because our calculate price if the ID doesn't find the product, it continues anyway. That could be that it's also in here. I'm not sure. I'm just making wild guesses here. But since we say reference here, I think that's how this works. Marginalized Solana attracted persons. What? MSAP? What are you saying? Gregory, what are you saying? Oops, what did I do? That's what I want. Okay. Add it to the parameter passing. We'll be able to use this to detect the transaction shortly. Please stand by. We will be using this later. Reference query is exactly the same as let reference. There you go. Thank you, Cloudberry. Then my assumption about that is correct. Okay, that makes so much more sense. Because if I read a line of code that looks like this, so that actually also makes sense. I would have found that out later. if I read something like this, then I say, everything that is in here gets stored in here. But no, that's not how JavaScript works. It just gets query dot reference. So const reference equals request query reference, whatever. So that should be the same. Okay, good to know. Good to know. See, we're learning something. It's about me learning stuff, not you. Okay, also you. Let's learn together. Thank you for helping me learn. Back to here. Where were we? That was the ugly shit. Then, what do we do here? We're making an API call to make transaction, passing the parameters, the account body we detect, the response, and we deserialize it to a transaction. Okay, so we make, there we put in the account. I mean, I can actually also look at this here. There we make that's the input for the API call. And then we just make a fetch. So we just literally call that site with a post with our search parameters that we magically deserialized here and then added our reference additionally. And put that as a JSON in the body. Yep, the body is just the account, okay. And then we await the response as this output, because of course it's gonna work and it will not give us the error. And then we can deserialize the transaction with the same encoding again. So we need base 64 again. That's the thing that we wrote in here when we serialized this entire thing. That's the thing that we wrote in there. That's that thing. Oops. Wait, I can use my mouse. Fucking genius. No? There. And then we can create a transaction again from this. Okay, so the buffer from, okay, this deserializes it, and then from that buffer we can create the transaction again. Okay, never done that before, but cool stuff. And then we set the transaction. Okay, that's with the state here again that we had up here. We can set that transaction and the message. And we can also log it because we can. Cool. Cool stuff. This effect basically has this, what's it called, dependency. So when the public key changes, then we need to get transaction again, I guess. And was that function? No. Oh yeah, there was that function. That was the get transaction. So if we don't have a public key, then we say you need to connect. Yeah. And this stays pretty much the same. We have the wallet multi-button, pre-approved transaction. creating a transaction loading. Okay. That's just some front end stuff. Cool. Our render is a bit more interesting. Yeah, that's the render. Good. Okay, nice. Let's send the transaction. We've got a transaction from our API. Now let's update the page so that the user wallet, the user's, what? Send it to the user's wallet and ask them to approve it. Because we have the transaction and now we just need the user to sign it. Because for now we were just working with public keys, so no private keys, so therefore no signature. We need the signature from the user, and the wallet, which holds the private key, can then sign it. And that's all done over this wallet adapter thingy. Okay. First, we need to grab a bit more context using hooks. Like use connection and using wallet. We're getting the Solana connection, and we're also getting send transaction from the connected wallet. Okay, now after get transaction and this use effect hook, we need to add another function to a hook. Another function, try send transaction. Okay, so when the transaction changed, we try send transaction. I think that's what that does. And try send transaction is if there is a transaction, so if it's not null, then we send transaction, which we got from up here. So that's essentially from the wallet. With the transaction and the connection. I mean, so far so good. I think we've seen that before. Can be a bit confusing slotting this new code. So that's the entire file. Now I'm gonna manage to do that. Maybe. I challenge myself to get it right. Get it right. Yeah, no, didn't get that right. And we just need those two new things, right? The router we already have. Oh, this one we also already have. Oh, we just need to add the... okay, easy. Just need to add the send transaction. We have this twice now. And then we add this. Wait, I think I also have this already. Get transaction on the public key. I think I already did this. No? Get transaction on the public key. I think I did this. Oh shit. Don't think I need this. Okay. So try send transaction when transaction changes. Cool. Are you still following? Are you? I mean, I'm amazed by how many people keep watching me just code stuff. Like I have consistent 6 viewers, 6 to 8, which I find amazing. So yeah, thanks for that. Let me know if you're still here. Give me a whoop whoop or whatever. I said that view drop drops to 5 immediately. You're good? You're good. Cool. Thanks for being here, Cloudberry, especially you, because you're helping me a lot. Yes. Put your hands up in the air. Put your hands up in the air. Good. I think we built the checkout well enough. When the transaction state gets updated, which we do when we cross set transactions, we send that transaction to the user's wallet using send transaction. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I assumed that we do. Cool. If you refresh the checkout page now, then Phantom should prompt you to approve this transaction. Well, let's try this. First, let's see if it compiles. Yes, it does compile. That's good. So Teaching Inc. If we now, I refresh just to be sure that we, oops. I'm also pretty sure that by now somebody guessed my password, but I don't care because either the funds in here are protected by a hardware wallet or it's just test wallets anyway. So yeah, let's buy like 2 ideas and some know-how. And if I then say checkout, then there we go. That we go to this query where we have those 2 IDs, 2 of that and 1 of that. And it wants me to approve that transaction. That transaction transfers sol 0.12. Yes, 0.1 plus 2 times 0.01. Doesn't find any balance changes. Because I send it to the shop and that is myself. Okay, I see. And now transaction may fail to confirm because I waited too long and the block hash expired. Okay, but I mean, looks good. I kind of want to do it from a different wallet though. Object. Great. That's not helping. But yeah, here we just created a new public key and put in the reference. Okay, so I mean, it starts to make sense. So we just add another account that is not used for anything except for us to track it. Yeah, that's the reference. And I want actually to also see the query. But no, that the toString is already called. Let's call. How do you create a JSON from everything? JSONify. Stringify, that was it. I knew it was something with ify. Thank you. I want to see this entire thing. Yeah, that's that. And then we just... Yes. Create a new wallet. Because we can, and oops, and airdrop some funds in there. I can, okay, I can do some, nice. And if I now go back Dooby dooby doop. Okay, while we're waiting for that, null for whatever the second part is. The second part is a replacer. Okay, we don't want to replace anything, and we can say 2 spaces for indentation to make it look nicer. Yes, and back to you. We select the new wallet now and need to approve that again for Undis Teaching Inc. lol. I don't like this. I want to go back to the homepage. Did I kill it? No, it's still running. Something is not nice here. Let's restart. Runtime error. Okay. Okay, back to the start. So we have our wallet connected. We buy one of that and one of that. We go to checkout. We create the transaction. Oh, it managed to create the transaction, sent it, the API sent it back, and there now we also see we lose those 0.11 sol because we now actually send it to the shop because we have a different wallet. And we approve that and nothing happens. Except something did happen on chain, I hope. Or not. No activity. I mean, there must be activity because it was sent out. God damn it. Anyway, Phantom just being slow. Send it back to where? Yeah, it is all happening in the front end. But it is happening between the application itself. So from the checkout, so the /checkout calls, where was it? This make transaction, this handler. That's what we did here, right? Where did we do it? Here, where we fetch it, the /API make transaction. We made a post on that, and then we got a result, the response. That got sent back, and from there we got the transaction and display the message. The message, by the way, is this thing. And yeah, let's look in our nice. There we have it. Now I could have already told you what it looks like, lol. But just to confirm, that's the query as we had it here. Up here. So this part. Plus we added the reference as reference. Yeah. That's cool. And if we don't find the reference in our products, then we ignore it anyway. That's why we can put in the entire query to the get price, and it still works. Bit confusing, but we managed to figure out how all of this works. Only took us 1.5 hours. And we are at the third of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages of this entire tutorial. Okay, cool. I mean, so far so good. Yeah. So the transaction then is sent, but we don't detect the payment yet. We still want to detect the payment. I do want to continue with this tutorial. Phantom, why can't you tell me that there was a... Okay, you know what, Phantom, I don't rely on you, I rely on Explorer. On devnet, please. And if I put my wallet here, then I see 3 minutes ago this happened. And here we see we essentially just sent 0.11 sol to our store. Looks good. Looks good. Moving right along, if there are no questions from the audience, to detecting the payment. So we're a bit limited. They need to check their own wallet to see that they paid. We can do better. We can do better than that. Technically, we can do this without Solana Pay. Right, we can. But Solana Pay is also nothing than just a wrapper for doing this. So it has super handy functions and it's really straightforward. So let's finally use Solana Pay. 1 hour 40 into this tutorial about Solana Pay. Lol. So we install this nice little npm package, Solana Pay. We're going to add one more effect. New input, Solana Pay, okay. Send the transaction once it's fetched. There, this is the new thing. Check every 0.5 seconds. Okay, so we're just polling a find transaction with the reference. Okay, cool. So we find transaction signature with a connection and the reference that is just the key that we create. This is actually quite interesting, yes. And when we find it, then we say they paid, and else we didn't find the transaction. It throws an error or an exception. And we say, okay, try again in half a second. And we literally query indefinitely to do this, lol. Okay. Let's do that. So in our checkout, under the send transaction, I mean, for consistency, let's put that up here as well. This we need to import from Solana Pay. Okay. Nice. So find transaction signature is part of the Solana Pay framework. Cool. Also never worked with that, but seems handy. Is that everything we need to add? We've added interval, yeah. The call to find will find any transaction using our reference, which is not secret. What do they mean with not secret? Do they mean any transaction that is not secret, or the reference is not secret? Both is not secret. It doesn't guarantee that the correct transaction has been made. In this case, it's okay, which is showing feedback to the user. Later, we'll see how to improve the security. Yeah, of course, we can check that the payment was made with the correct amount and whatever. But since we create a new public key, well, no, because if the public key is known, if I as an attacker find out the public key, which I see here somewhere, then I can just make any other transaction and also put the reference as a key in there, and then trick that. But yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, got it. I get what they're saying. Cool. If you refresh the and the above transaction, you should see log message. And we keep polling. This is so stupid. But okay. First we need to start up our server again. So we buy a bit more. That's an interesting way to confirm transactions. I know the struggle of confirming transactions programmatically, right? Polling. What better way to do than polling? We don't see anything here, but in the console maybe. Nope. Also nothing. In this? Nope. Where do we just... Did I not save it? Ah, I didn't save it. Classic, classic, classic. Compiling. Compiled successfully. It is now sending a new one. Do I need to... Because I'm already on that site, I'm just sending the new transaction already. I approve that one as well. Ah, there we go. And now every half second I get the they paid message. Nice. So far, so good. And with that, we know, okay, cool, that transaction was sent. Yeah. I kind of don't want to let it do that. It's just annoying devnet with stupid transactions. Can I just, I don't know, go away from here again? Yeah, thank you. Any notes from the audience? No? Okay, cool. Good. I think that concludes this part. We can now add a confirmed page. Do we want to do that? This is just front-end development, I guess. But I mean, then I would maybe learn something about front-end development, which, you know, is not too bad. Yeah, fine, let's do it. Unless the audience tells me to skip this shit. Let's learn a little bit about progress bars. Nope. Get a React circular progress bar. And confirmed. Let's create a new component. Confirmed. TypeScript X. How do you call that? I don't like cookies. That's Russian. I can't read that. Or that's a language I can read. I'm not even sure it's Russian. It looks Russian. The letters look Russian. Doobie doobie doop doop doo. What do we do here? We have a percentage that we initialize with 0. We have a text that we initialize with that. Then we have two set percentage to 100 after. Well, that's not even looking at the transaction. It just after 600 milliseconds setting the text to this. Okay, whatever. Where were we in the text? Just for fun. Yeah, I don't think I want to go into detail here. Let's add a page to display that component. Let's create a page to display that component. I'm literally just doing as the tutorial says, nothing really interesting happening here. Oh, we already have that. Wait. Oh no, confirmed. We were supposed to create a confirmed page. Okay. Confirmed. Which essentially just uses. Where do we use our component now? Confirmed here. We just have a confirmed. Thank you. Enjoy your knowledge. And then we update the checkout. So I think that's all the same except for this router push confirmed. Aha, so when it's confirmed, I mean, that's kind of stupid because the progress bar should appear as soon as we start looking for it and not when we already found it, which is stupid, but whatever. Whatever. You gotta give the user the impression of waiting for something. Lol. So essentially we just, instead of logging they paid, we push confirmed. Yeah. The QR code is interesting. Wait. Oh, just read about what Solana Pay is. The whole concept revolving around creating transactions from URL parameters. Yup. You can also make QR codes with those strings, thus the whole serialization. Base 64. I was wondering this whole time, why not just return the transaction object? Yes, because we use Solana Pay. Yeah, the QR code is interesting, really interesting ways one could use that. Right? I mean, this is so cool that you just display a QR code and then I scan it with my phone and then I can see what they want me, the transaction they want me to do. This is so cool. I kind of like this. Solana Pay really has some cool use cases, I think. Okay, anyway, where were we here? Yeah, I found that. Yeah, and then we get the confirmed screen as soon as we hit that. Okay, nothing really special there, but let's try this out just to test. Get ourselves another 1 sol so we can buy more. Cool, we are live. Yes, good. I will just buy 2 of those things again. No, maybe 3. I check out and create the transaction. We got the transaction. We can now confirm the transaction with our 26th wallet. Yes, I don't have many wallets on this Phantom, do I? And then now it's polling, and then it immediately shows 100%. So start at 0 and then immediately set it to 100. Okay. Sure. I mean, that's not a nice progress bar, but I guess it works. And you can't really display progress on that anyway, so whatever. Whew, okay, I'm getting tired, but I kind of do want to finish this tutorial in this video. I don't want to just stop. Are you still with me? Give me a hand. Should we keep going or take a break? Yeah, I got a hand. Sweet. We keep going. Yeah. So our first sale is done. I mean, we've got many first sales, right? Except Phantom doesn't want to display that to me. Stupid Phantom. Anyway, we could now do this whole thing with charging in dollars. I don't think I want to go through that because the only thing that changes is we don't pay in Sol, but we make a transaction with USDC. I'm assuming at least. Which on devnet is even more complicated than on mainnet because you need to set up the devnet USDC. Let's just see. The calculate price will then use the one from USD. So that's the only thing we change here. And USDC address. There we need to put in the token account, I guess. And then we use SBL token library. I mean, from all the airdrop videos that I did, I think I've worked with the token, the SBL token library enough that I don't need to go through this tutorial. I judge this to be not a waste of time, but I could use my time better. There it talks about associated token accounts. That's all like nothing new really. Create a transfer instruction. And then we transfer tokens instead of Sol. So we're going to skip this part of the like and comment. Nice. Thank you. We're going to skip this part. But the Solana Pay part, I think I want to continue here again. And then what is that? Oh, this is getting long. Maybe I do want to take a break before. And even a loyalty scheme. Ooh, this is very long as well. Holy shit. Okay, maybe go through that. Let's see. The magic of Solana Pay is that it takes the speed and tiny fees we've seen from Solana and it makes it work for in-person payments. Any shop, any market stall can take payments without signing up for any services and without paying credit card processing fees. Oh yeah, that's a big advantage. And it's really cool to see it in action. Here's how it's going to work. we select the cookies or ideas that the user is buying. We display a QR code on our checkout page. Then the user scans it with their mobile app and approves the payment. We instantly see that they've done so and give them their cookies. Okay, all right. So now we finally get into the whole mobile wallet thingy. I do have Phantom installed on my mobile already, but I have not set it up properly. I can just say create a new wallet. Copy to clipboard. Oh, that's easy. Yes. You're all done. That was easy. I agree to the terms of service. Get started. Okay. Let me just write down my seed phrase somewhere. Not like I will use this wallet for anything but testing purposes. Okay, so I have a Phantom wallet on my phone now. Damn. Wait, let me copy that and save that somewhere as well. And then I'm gonna, oh, come on. Mouse. And then I copy this from here, and then here I enter this address and drop myself a sol, and then can I on my mobile wallet change to devnet? I'm pretty sure I can. The question is how. I don't know. No. Where are the settings in Phantom mobile wallet? I don't know. Authenticate, use finger. There. Change network to devnet. Perfect. There we go. Oh, and here it still displays. Maybe I still have an old version of the Phantom wallet on my phone. That's how easy I made $100. I've got one sol on my wallet on devnet that I have on my mobile phone. Okay, good. Good. So that is set up. So I think here we just go through no devnet support, no devnet support, Solana Pay not supported yet. But it suggests Phantom, so we're gonna assume that Phantom is supported. Going to want to import your buyer wallet from Phantom. Yeah, I just created a new buyer wallet. It's fine. Okay, point of sale page. Let's start by creating a page where I want to go back to the live stream. You can paste seed here. Nobody's looking, right? Nobody's ever looking. I once posted my Phantom seed, or I made a video where my Phantom seed was visible, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna use this wallet for anything real anyway, right? So it's just my testing wallet. But then I later created new wallets that I was actually actively using. And I didn't change the seed, and I didn't know that Phantom uses the same seed, just a different derivation path. So essentially, I had my seed public for a long time, but don't you worry, by now those wallets are all drained already by myself, and I'm not using this Phantom wallet anymore. Yeah. So that happened. So just as a matter of principle and to be a good role model, I will not show you seed phrases or private keys, just as a habit. Yep. So where were we? Yes. This will look super familiar because that's what a e-commerce page does. We just don't want all that stuff about connecting or what. Okay. Pages, shop index. We'll put our point of sale shop interface at shop. Here's the code you want. Okay. It's a cut down version of our index. All right, sure. So we create a shop index. Pages, shop index. I mean, teaching Inc. And then the checkout page. Checkout. I want to do it in Sol. I didn't do the USD stuff. I'll skip the USD stuff. Although maybe if I skip stuff, I don't get the NFT. Well, damn it! Now I want to do the USD stuff, but I do and I don't. Wait, what? What are we adding here? Now we need to generate the Solana Pay QR code to charge them that amount. Okay, this is getting interesting again then. The reference is the same. There. Solana Pay transfer parameters. Shop address USD. Amount reference cookies Inc. Thanks for your order. Show the QR code. Create QR. All right, let's try that. Actually, it's harder to do it in Sol, because then it's not just a copy paste thing anymore, but it's I need to understand it to properly. Oh wait, then SPL token won't work though. What are we doing? Encode URL parameters. In Solana Pay spec. A single amount field allows an optional query parameter. For Sol, that's Sol and not Lampert's. SPL token. Public key of a mint, reference, label, message, memo. Okay, so I'm assuming that if we leave this out, using my mouse to go back, if we leave this out, then the amount is just in Sol and not in the token. But thinking, ink. How do we call it? Teaching. Thanks for your order. No cookies, god damn it. Privacy. Yeah, okay, the rest should be fine. Again, it's not dollars, but Sol. Lana. Lana, oh yeah. And that's that part. At a high level, we generate a QR code that encodes a URL. That URL will be something like this. Okay, with the amount, the Raspberry token, and so on and so on and so on, and the message. Okay, so that's essentially what we create the QR code from, and then the wallet can make use of that. It starts with Solana. Then the optional parameters. Yes. The user's mobile wallet should show them help understand the transaction. Reference is also the same. Yeah, and then the wallet can make sense of that, I assume. Let me just render this. Okay, let's try this. How do we get to the shop page though? Kinda skipped that part. Let's see. Can we get to the shop like this? Maybe. But now it connects with this wallet again. I don't want that. Check out. I like this. I especially like the Solana thing in the middle, and I like how my finger is pink. Now, let's unlock Phantom. Unlock Phantom. There we go. And then on the top here, we click on this icon. Then we say settings. I need to give it access to camera. Allow while I'm using the app. Okay. Authenticate again. And we click scan QR code. There we go. Then we see ourselves in here. And then we go onto this QR code and it vibrates. And check this out. Nice. Look at that. 0.32. And then we say send. And then it's probably too late because... oh no, it's sent. Look, it's sent. The block hash was still fresh enough. Nice. Or because the block hash in this case will be probably queried by Phantom itself. Because now my phone is receiving the block hash and then performing that transaction. So I have all the time in the world to pay this. Amazing. And I can view transaction. And yeah, it actually went through and I paid 0.32 Sol. Oh, this is so cool. This actually worked. Nice. See, that stuff makes me happy. That's the first time using Solana Pay with such a nice QR code. Ah, nice. Okay. I mean, I guess that concludes this part. Or is there anything else that was done here? More pictures. Oh yeah, detecting payment. That could be interesting again. Different wallets have different layouts. May show it in different ways. In Phantom, the send button might be disabled. That's a bug. Well, it was not disabled on mine, so we ignore that. This is a real Solana transaction. You can send it using your mobile wallet. Oh, it's also the first transaction I sent on my mobile wallet, actually, fun fact. It's just on devnet, but still, it's my first transaction sending from a mobile wallet. I have not actually done that before. Nice, because I've got Phantom installed like since they released the beta version of it, and I never got around to testing it. Yeah, cool stuff. Okay. Just like we did with e-commerce checkout page, we can detect the payment, show the confirmation page. Yeah. That's literally the same, right? Find transaction and then validate transaction signature. Aha. Okay, it does a little more here though. Okay, so let's build that page because we can. Why not? So we make a confirmed new file. Confirmed. And pretty much the same. And now in the checkout, we need to add a similar logic. Here's how that would look. Okay, in the checkout, we add that effect. And we need to include that from Solana Pay. And that also from Solana Pay. And that also from Solana Pay. And that also from Solana Pay. So validate transaction signature. That's new. First of all, where did we get our connection from? Where did it get the, it just said new connection. Did I not do that? Reference. Well, since this guy doesn't need to actually work with a blockchain, it didn't do that yet, so we need to actually add that as well here, so we can do that whole thing. We can even do it in here, just when we use the effect, or can we not? Oh, come on. Because we just use it in that effect, but and then we create a new connection every time, but it's fine with me. We do that every 500 milliseconds, create a new whatever. Yeah, no, then let's do it outside. Let's hold one open connection. Fine. Yeah, I still want to know what this validate does. So we have a connection, a signature. You know what? Can we just read? Validate that a given transaction signature corresponds with a transaction containing a valid Solana Pay transfer. Haha. A connection to a cluster, signature to validate. Okay, there, and then we just provide the same things that we provided up there. So there where we provided this, the recipient, the amount, the reference, there we provide the same things here, the recipient, the amount, and the reference. Let's see, does that need to be in a specific order? Oof, this my screen really is too small. Connection, signature, recipient, amount, SPL token, reference. Okay, so if I don't use an SPL token, then I need to say either something like this. Oh wait, no. SPL token, either like this, or I need to, if I leave that out, say reference equals this, I think. No, I can't do that in TypeScript. Anyway, it's fine. I can do it like that. No worries, no worries. Yeah, because I didn't want to use SPL tokens. I just use Sol. And then we push it to shop confirmed once the transaction is actually valid. Nice. So that nobody can fake it with a different amount and my same reference. And here we just get the transaction ID, so the signature. Yeah. Signature and transaction ID, I think, are the same thing on Solana. Okay. Well, let's test that as well, because we can. It compiled. We go to the shop again. We shop for something different. Maybe we don't need know-how, but just an idea, just a simple idea. We just want to shop for a simple idea. And we unlock our phantom here. And then we put that thing. And then we scan that. And then we see we pay 0.01. And then we send that. And then it's sending. And and then the check happened here, and then I click something here that does it. This is amazing. This is so cool. Even before my mobile wallet even understood that that transaction is sent. This is still saying sending. Oh, now it's sent. But we already found it. We already found it, and enjoy your cookies. Well, your idea. But yeah, I didn't change that part. How nice. Polling for the win. Exactly. I mean, if it's just a little time that you wait for the user to do this, then I guess polling is all right. But, you know, and there is no real better way to do it. I mean, unless you have an RPC where you that pushes some events for you, where you can register to see events. Yeah. Fire, right? I mean, this is pretty cool. This is pretty goddamn cool. I agree. I effing agree. Right. And I guess that concludes this part of the tutorial. Or is there anything else? We updated the call. Yeah, and then it reads that. Yeah. I think that's what I already talked about. So I'm not going to read this part of the tutorial because I find myself smarter than what. That's not how you learn, Andy. But also, it's how I learn. I don't like to read. I like to experiment. Anyway, it's able to do exactly what Make Transaction API is doing. It's just transferring or Sol from the transfer In the next lesson, we're going to discuss. So actually, I want to test this now. I wanna pretend, or let's do something like I'm gonna send a little bit less. What was that? Is that a big number? Oh, god damn it. New big number. No. How do you work with big numbers? God damn it. I don't know how to work with big numbers. Doobie-dee-be-doop. New, okay, is that the same? Don't think that's the same. So, is more or less FTA to approve with your phone, yeah? Big int? Is that what it was? Oh, it's big number. New big number. Quick fix. Add import for big number. That helps. Big number is not callable. Amount is a big number. I know that it is. I want to change the amount. Thanks for trying to help me with my stolen NFT a couple of days ago. Great tutorial. Thank you. You're welcome. So TypeScript, big number. Just a simple subtract. Can't be possibly so effing hard. Why does that not work, for instance? .diff. Maybe let's work outside of here. Hold on. Ah, there we go. Minus. That's what I want. And does that return a new? Returns a big number whose value is good. That's what I want. Reduced amount. And then we just send the reduced amount. What's your problem now? Maybe that's a different type of big number. Not sure. Whoa. Something definitely is not working as I want it to be. So I try it. Doesn't have that. Or maybe it does, and I still use the same. Maybe I have a wrong library included now. But I deleted it. I don't know. Oh, I get it. Starting to get it. Oh, amount. That's how we need to do it. Ah, stupid. Ah, thank you. See, Cloudberry knows how to do TypeScript, but I figured it out myself as well. Ha! Proud of myself. Yeah. I got it. Thank you for reminding me. It took me a while, but I found it out. I figured it out. Okay, so we basically give him a reduced amount, but for the verification, we still say the full amount, and then we say console log error transaction is invalid. Yep. I want to see that. I want to see that happening and not going to that confirmed page. Just because I want to test if the stuff actually works. So let's go to the shop again. And buy myself another idea. Now I'm thinking of Marc Roubier with his Can't Get Another Idea song. Phantom, unlock, scan, boom. This is so nice and fast. Look, now it's 0.009 here because I got a discount. Send. Sending. Oh, look. That didn't work at all. Wait, did I not save again? I did save, right? Useless. If you just put reduced amount, it means reduced. Oh yeah, that's what I read. So that verify. That still goes through. Doesn't check the amount correctly. Maybe let's put in some more debug messages. What is signature info from the type? It is a promise for what? What are you? Block time, error, memo, signature. I think that's what I want. Yeah, also the signature is what I get here. Okay. And then the amount. Checking confirmed. Does that have a return value? Let's see. Const. There we have a transaction slot meta. Interesting. Interesting. Let's log the entire thing. I guess it would be someone manipulating the price on client after coming back from the API. it isn't really an amount to check against. Manipulates the Java. No, I mean, this part here I am my shop. Here I am my shop, right? And I tell the client, hey, please pay that. Oh, maybe I just gave tips. No, wait, bullshit. I paid less. I paid less. Here, I say, okay, fine. If you say that's too little, then let's do that much. I don't know. And that's literally the price of one product. Or we even say, let's be super new big number and pay just super little. Can I do that? Let's just pay that little for whatever the order is. And then when I validate it, I check that it is this amount. I am checking that he pays those 0.3 or whatever the products cost. And somewhere there are unsaved things, I think. Or what does that mean? But I think I saved them all now. So restart that again just to make sure. So essentially I want the confirmation to fail, the validation to fail. I want it to find the transaction and then say, no, it's not valid because the user didn't pay that much. So let's try it again. We go to the shop. We say we want to buy like 3, 4, 5 know-hows. It's supposed to cost 0.5 SOL, right? So checkout 0.5. However, I really just pay much less, 0.001, because that's the reduced amount that I specified. I send that. I send it. I find the transaction, and then it still validates that. Tells me it found that transaction. Found transaction, and transaction is valid. With that block time, that meta, that slot, and that's the transaction. Account keys, and the signature. And the signature, though, the transaction. Oh, we're in mainnet. Maybe I understand the validate. It's because if you check the amount just before validate, it will show we just paid this. Okay. But I never changed the amount. So I validate. This one, you mean that this has a different value as well? I don't think so. There is some bug in there, but I mean, I also don't want to go too deep into this. I'm expecting a validate transaction signature error, but I'm not getting it. Validate that a given transaction signature corresponds with a transaction containing a valid Solana Pay. Okay, it is a valid Solana Pay transfer, but it's not it doesn't match the amount Solana Pay spec from the Solana Pay. That's what I'm confused with. So that amount is something else. Yeah, whatever. Let's just say there is a bug somewhere here and I can't find it, and I also don't really care. At least I don't care enough to figure this out now. We made it that far through that tutorial. The validation doesn't work, but well, the validation is not part of this tutorial. For a real shop that I would build, I would test that the validation actually fails if you don't send the correct amount. But for today, for this, I would say good enough, unless somebody has an idea why it's not working. I think I will just continue. Yes. Do we need a break? Because I feel like I need a break. I still want to continue, and I'm thinking of continuing here, like doing this. What was your NFT idea again? Which one? I've got many NFT ideas. Well, one is the crypto Andes, where I'm literally just, I don't know, letting people do a free mint, and then with that, I don't know, everybody holding an NFT can make decision based on something. We could do a part 2 at another time. Yeah. How about in an hour or 2? Today is basically my free day. I don't have anything else going on for work today, so yeah, that's why I also want to finish this tutorial today, and it's not like it's that much more to do, right? I'm not sure. I do want to take a little break from my throat, get some more drinks, go to the toilet again. And I don't know, I could be back in a few minutes. Anyway, what your question was about my NFT project ideas. I'm going to tell you another idea. So, and you tell me what you think of that. Because of all those, what is it called? Learn to earn things. Hold on. A collection where the user can set their own image and attribute values. Well, yeah, I mean, just create your own, just do your own NFT then. I mean, and everybody can create their own. What's the point of that collection? I mean, yeah, we can do that, but why? For people to learn how to edit their metadata, yeah. As soon as you mint, the minting wallet gets the update authority. We can do that. But anyway, my idea for another NFT project is a kind of a game of death thing, and I would call it Game of Death, like DEV. And it would be, everybody can mint in a free mint as many as they like. And then we play Game of Death. So every week or every month or whatever, we have challenges where people need to do a certain thing. Like they need to learn how to do a certain thing. For instance, how to, I don't know, create their own wallet or create their own token, or I don't know, do something. And if they manage to do it, then their NFT stays alive. And as soon as they don't manage to do it, then their NFT dies and they get a gravestone or whatever replaced. The NFT is replaced with a gravestone. And then the challenges get harder and harder, and whoever is winning, like whoever holds the last NFT, I don't know, gets the half of the royalties from secondary sales or some shit. I don't know. That would be quite fun. I would want to do that. Or I actually don't want to do that, but I want to be the dev for doing that. I want somebody to do that project because I don't want to promote it. I'm not good at marketing or keeping a Discord server alive or whatever. But if somebody wants to do that and needs the dev for it, who does all the challenges and all the dev work behind it, I'm totally game for that. Is the Squid Game... what is the Squid Game? Never heard of that. Kind of like a capture the flag game. Yeah, exactly. Exactly like that. Because my motivation is to teach people to develop on Solana, right? To teach people stuff, to make tutorials, to help people learn. And my problem with NFTs is that most of them are worthless, or most of them are just a hype and then they tend to zero. And that's the same with that NFT as well. But there, even though you know that the NFT is going to go to zero, at least you learn something from it, right? So the NFT itself is not worth anything. But yeah. Squid Game is a TV show where participants play game to death. Last man standing wins. Yeah, basically that's what I want to do, but with NFTs. And I already thought of the first few challenges. Like the first challenge is just to move it out of your minting wallet. Okay, fine. That's the simplest thing. You learned how to transfer a token. Congratulations. And then it gets harder and harder. You need to put it on a wallet that starts with S or whatever. And then you need to, I don't know, find some private key somewhere and exploit something to get a token or whatever. I can think of, like, this could be really fun if there are many people playing that, and if there's actually also prize money involved. I think that it would be fun, and it would not just be this get rich quick or trying to flip NFTs for profit, but people actually learning something on the way. That's what I would want to do if I were to do an NFT project, but I don't really have the time for it to do it all myself. If I had a team to do it and they just needed dev, then I would do it. Yeah, so there you have it. There you have my great ideas of today in the morning. That's literally what I thought of when I was reading Learn to Earn. And I was like, we can make an NFT and do lots of challenges. Yeah. All right. People could sell secondary market like Fortnite skins. Yeah, and then because they start out free, right? It's a free mint. You can mint as many as you like, but obviously you need to do the challenges for all of them, which makes it harder maybe. And then essentially more and more NFTs just die, and the fewer NFTs are alive, the higher the price for each one of them will be. And that's where the prize money comes from, really. Or at least that's how I think of that. That would be my idea. Yeah. But again, I will probably not do it. If you want to do it and steal that idea, go ahead, execute on it. If you need a dev to help you, I'm here. I also do want to continue this Solana Pay tutorial. It's just 2 more sections that I want to go through. I mean, long sections, but still 2 more sections. And I'm thinking maybe in 2 hours or so, maybe I just go have lunch or dinner or dinner. Take a short break and then come back, because I kind of want to finish that today. Kind of want to get through with this. And we've been streaming for 3 hours already. Lol, the challenge for first place should be super hard. Yeah, of course. I mean, the challenges are getting harder and harder and harder and harder because you need to sort out more and more people, and then it's gonna be like the real good devs and or the ones that then you really need to deploy a program that does something. Yeah. I mean, this could be so fun. I think this is a great idea, and I wanna do that, and I'm afraid I will not do it because I have so many projects that I want to do and then never get to execute because I also have a goddamn day job that I'm working at. Well, maybe I quit my day job. Who knows? If I quit my day job, maybe I'll do that. But I have no intention of quitting my day job because then I'll get a euro problem. That being, I don't have enough euros anymore. Because I, have expenses as well to eat and live. And, just don't pay rent. Yeah, right? Easy. Will this stream be on the channel? You mean this particular stream? Yes, I keep it public here. You can rewatch the entire 3 hours of me attempting to do this tutorial. I thought I would easily be done in 2 hours, but I got sidetracked a lot. Yeah, so thank you for staying with me. I will be back here, let's say maybe even in an hour. I'll be back later tonight. I'll just grab myself some food, eat something, and then I'll be back and do the remaining tasks with the loyalty scheme. I do want to finish this today, because I kind of want to see if we get some, if we get the NFT, and that's all. And the sooner we finish, the higher the chances, I guess, or something. If one of you finishes it, let me know if you still got something. And yeah, I guess I see you soon, in an hour or so. Last time I said see you tomorrow, I still didn't make that video, and that was like 3 weeks ago. Yeah, okay. Well then, see you later. Peace.